Hi everyone, my name is Bruce Schwartz. I greatly appreciate all those who are stopping by to check out my research. This is where we're at. I found UFOs on the surface, but amongst that, I've also found flashing and blinking lights. Now we see a video about NASA telling us on the dark side of the moon that a meteor strike was captured. Okay, maybe it was, but I'm finding, and in just the last few videos, able to show flashes of light simultaneously appearing in unison on the surface. Now, that is something pretty exceptional. It's something that nobody can deny, that means there's some kind of activity up on the surface of the moon, because we know that there's not 13 or 15 or 20 meteor strikes all at the same time. And if so, well, so be it. I've caught them. But how could I be capturing meteorites hitting the surface of the moon? I highly doubt I am. And say to yourself, the flashes of lights, of course, yes, they could be a mile wide, and yes, I could see them. But I'm telling you, the lights are lights that symmetrically in unison, you know, they're all timed, like timed lights. Light up, and then they all go out, and then they relight up, and then they all go out, like any light on a timer that would activate, deactivate, you know, activate, deactivate, activate, deactivate. And that's what I'm seeing on the surface. That should be worldwide news. It should be getting out on all the channels, and the channels that are seeking truth should be sharing that. That's for sure. Those of you out there declaring that you're sharing truth, I mean, is it all the truth? Take a look at the videos. I'm not being vain. I do want everyone in the world to see what I found up on the moon, because it's proof. We got proof. Okay? You know, a lot of people are skeptical about the ways that I'm finding doing the research, you know, and it's just jealous people because I'm not doing anything out of the ordinary. Very little filtering, which again, there's nothing wrong with filtering, but I use very little filtering. I'm using an X-ray filter. It's basically doing the same thing as inversion. It's not manipulating the surface at all. And those little lights on the surface are all over the place. They're going in different directions. They're not satellites, so I confirm that too. We're seeing colors on the surface. That could be anything, some say. Okay. Of course it could be anything, but I'm still going to show it. And as for the constructed objects on the surface, it's something very, very real. You know, some people come here and say, well, where are the UFOs? I don't see them. I don't see them. Guys, look around in my videos. They're all there. If you look at the last 20 videos, I will tell you, you will see all the UFOs I've posted, what I call biological creatures. And trust me, they're creatures. They're not human, and they're not UFOs. They look like they're alive. At times, they look like jellyfish in the bottom of an ocean. The same thing as many commenters tell me in the comment section, as I've seen and said for myself, that it looks like we're looking through water, right? We're looking through a clear ocean. It looks like we're at the bottom of an ocean that's, you know, untouched. There's no debris, because there's nothing moving around. But what is it? Why are we seeing that oscillation? All that, guys, cut it out with the atmospheric disturbance. I'm telling you. What's the use of talking about atmospheric disturbance? We see the surface, okay? Other planets don't have this atmospheric disturbance. It's not the same. It's not as drastic. But why, you know? Why can I get Andromeda stars and all the planets and stars there in Andromeda without any pixelation or anything, and everyone's saying that the moon has that oscillations because of the atmosphere. It's disturbance. Oh, come on. This is the most amazing finding, one of them. There's so many of them. See the objects that are inside of these supposed craters? Do you see how they're lit up? Usually these are white mounds or domes, sometimes even called glass domes that we can't see through. Well, look at the exact insides of these craters, the supposed craters, the objects. They're lit up, purple, white, blaring white structuring. Natural or not, I'm telling you, it's lit up. If there's a natural source that vast and wide on the surface of the moon, why is there not any signs of that on Earth? Okay? There's no sources that are that wide. Here in X-ray, just incredible, because I showed it to you straight up, by the way. It's not an X-ray that you just saw. You saw it with the light taken down. The exposure just right for you to be able to see what's inside of the lights. And it's all these jumbled up objects, When we look at the surface of the moon, we see this flat gray surface. It looks really boring and it looks like there's nothing up there. But it really is not the case. You could see that this is the virtual surface. There's no manipulation. No, it doesn't look like New York or skyrise buildings but that's the whole point. It's constructed. It's a constructed type of constructed object. But we got to stop looking for what's here on Earth, okay? We have to just use our common sense and look with our eyes and distinguish what is constructed and what is not. And that's not hard to do. There's many things here on Earth that are not symmetrical, but that you definitely know are constructed. If you're walking in the woods and you see some type of wiring or setup, even if you don't know what it is, you do know it's constructed. And even if it's not straight, you still know it's constructed. Here's a light inside of a crater. Cassini crater just over top. Now, that light is very colorful. You got reds and yellows coming from this light that's inside of the crater. So we're going to get up a bit closer to see the inside of the crater. And you can really see that the light it's round, it's symmetrical. It looks like someone's working up there or whatever. It's just flashing on and off. But now here's the thing. This is inside of the dark, okay? Now, why would the sun be reflecting inside of the darkness? You're going to tell me it's a peak or a mountain peak that's reflecting? Come on. when you look on social media, you know, you can think that things are going very well or things are going very bad depending on what channels are posting. Sometimes people will see channels post something and say, wow, I mean, how come the other person's not getting this? How come the other person's not getting this? I mean, guys, we each look at the moon from different areas. We each look at things very differently when we're researching or analyzing something or using our own world common sense, because we each have our own common sense, right? I understood that. Common sense for me used to be just one thing that we had to use. No, we each have our own common sense. But let me tell you one thing. No matter what people are going to think of these videos, it's not going to take away the fact that someone's living up there. It's not just passerbys, okay? There's too many signs of constructed installations, things that are there and that have been there for a long time. The construction is going on all of the time. The changes that we are seeing are construction on the surface, that the objects have the same reflectivity as the surface and very hard to distinguish. So the truth has been exposed. The can of beans has been spilled. The worms are out of the can. That is something 101%. Whether some of you believe it or not, that's not my problem. It's gotten to the higher ranks. They know that we know, and now we'll see what's going to happen in the near future. Manel Delay, Ivor Ellis, or Ivor Ellis. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. Thanks for the generous donation, guys. Looking forward to interacting with you in the comment section.